Hello all shop fans. This video is going to be, I don't know how you want to put it anymore. I know a lot of you don't follow everything supernatural or anything like that, and that's all cool. But I did do a post here Monday letting everyone know that my buddy Don passed away. This is my first time back in the shop since that has happened, and in fact tonight I'm going to visitation and tomorrow the funeral. I really don't know what to say, except for Don was a hell of a guy. I'm gonna miss him like crazy. I mean, he was just a good man, a great father, somebody that you would want to know, besides just being a hell of a body man. And we were friends, and that's all that matters to me. I don't know what's gonna happen to the shop, what's gonna happen with projects and stuff. I just don't know at this time. That's something that we will come to wrestle with here probably in the next week or so. But right now, my mind is not on business, it's not on cars. I'm just heartbroken, to say the least. I mean, what's a guy to say when he just lost a guy, a friend of mine? We were business partners. We pretty much spent every day together for the last 4 years or whatever it's been, and just, totally unexpected. I'm not really sure of the cause of the death. Some doctors were saying it's COVID, others were saying it's not. It went into pneumonia but basically a blood clot somewhere in the body broke through and went into his lungs. And that's all I know. Don had been battling cancer. He had it a little over a year and a half ago, and he was in stage 4 when he found out that he had cancer. And Don was just a guy that, he wasn't going down without a fight, and he took it head on, and he beat it. It knocked his dick in the dirt. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. But that man came into this shop every day. He'd get off chemo and he'd come in here. Now, he wasn't working or anything like that, but he wanted to be here. And I just kept telling him, Don, go home, rest. And he would hang around for a while, and then he would go home. But he was here every day, unless he was in the hospital. He beat it. Fast forward a year and a half, the cancer came back. And they didn't know, they caught it quick, and they did a PET scan, and they determined that they couldn't find the cancer in him, but he knew he had it, so they wanted to do stem cell. And they said he would have to do 2 rounds of chemo, and then the third would be the stem cell treatment. And from what I've heard, the stem cell is just a brutal procedure. But anyway, he geared up, said that's what's got to be done. He's gonna fight it again. He went through 1 round of chemo, and he was getting ready for his second. And he was still working every day in here, guys. Not one day like, oh, I gotta go, I'm sick or what. No, working. Now, granted, we didn't have a lot of work to do because parts are still not shown up since ordered late summer on these cars, just back ordered. And but we were in here working, laughing, doing what we do. And Don had to go up for his blood tests and stuff, getting ready for his second round of chemo. He went up, done it, came back, and the next morning I was at my desk, and Don said, hey, I'm gonna go get some breakfast. And I was like, yeah, okay, cool. And he left, and he came back probably within 10, 15 minutes later, and he was on the phone. And he hung up the phone and he said, well, fuck, I guess you're going to have to go home. And I was like, what the hell are you talking about? He goes, they just told me I had COVID. And I was like, what? And I'm like, how in the hell did you get COVID? Because Don doesn't go anywhere. And he goes, I don't know. So we decided to play it safe. So we closed down the shop for the 14 days. The Saturday before I was going to come back to work, I stopped in at the shop. And Don was in here working on something. And so I walked into the shop and I said, hey, did you kick the shit out of that COVID? And he said, no. And I'm like, what? And he informed me that he still was testing positive for COVID and that he could still continue to test positive up to 2 to 3 months. And I said, well, I'll tell you what, I'm not concerned about it at this point. So let's just keep on going what we can get done at the shop, but with what we have left around here. And Don said, okay. So following week, I came up and we did some things. And basically, we just ran out of work. Literally, just nothing really to do. And I said, well, you know what? If we're just going to be standing around with our thumbs up our ass, I'm just going to go back up to the city. And I can stand around up there, thumb up my ass, but at least be around my wife. And he's like, okay. And I said, let's just kind of plan like after the first of the year. Christmas was going to be coming up soon. And I said, maybe these parts will come in. First of the year, we can start cranking back on them. He said, fine, let's do that. So I went back home. Well, it was about a week or so later, me and my son decided to come back down to my farm, and my son had some stuff stored out the house out there, and he wanted it for his shop. And I said, okay, and we came down, and I stopped here at the shop to, just check on Donnie and, see what's going on, if any parts had come in and stuff. And when I got to the shop around 10:30 that morning, the door was locked. I thought, that's really weird. I came in, it was completely dark, and I went to my desk and I heard something. Now, a lot of people don't know, but Donnie, here, I don't know, 6 months, 8 months ago, Donnie sold his house. He was going to buy another house, and he sold his house. Well, before he could get to the house that he was going to buy, it had already sold. So he decided just, I'm going to stay up here at the shop until I find another house. And I was like, yeah, that's cool, And so we turned our break room into his bedroom, and he turned we have a big bathroom in here in the back of the shop, and he put a shower in there and his washer and dryer until he found a house that, was going to suit him. And so he would just stay up here for a while. Well, when I came into the shop, I heard something. And I said, Donnie, is that you? And he goes, yeah. And I went back into his room. And I thought he was sick because of the cancer or something, And because he had gone through his second treatment, even with the COVID and stuff, they did that. And I said, what's going on? He goes, you didn't get the memo. And I was like, no, what's going on? Thinking it was going to be something about his cancer. And he said, the COVID is kicking my ass. And at that point, I was like, okay, buddy, see you later. Hope you start feeling better. And I got the hell out of the shop and Dodge, So fast forward, I sent him some text, like, hey, just seeing if you're still alive, I always gave Donnie a hard time and just, busting his balls for stuff. And he did the same to me. It was just a thing that we did. And he said, well, I'm going to hopefully get to go home soon. They're going to let me go home as soon as my fever breaks. And I was like, well, where in the hell are you at? And he told me he was at KU Medical Center. And I was like, holy crap. Okay, well, I hope you start feeling better. Well, they let him out on Christmas Eve. He got to come home. And Christmas was on Friday this year. So that Saturday after Christmas, he turned bad and sent him back to the hospital. And he was in ICU. And I had texted him or called him, and he said, hey, from now on, if you need any updates, just go through Mike. And I was like, okay, I get it. You're probably getting 1,000 emails or not emails, but text and phone calls, and I get it. So I said, okay, get feeling better, buddy. So I called Mike. I said, hey, what's going on? And he said, well, he's getting out of ICU, and as soon as the crap gets out of his lungs. They're going to move him up to, they're going to keep him there for a few days. Then they're going to send him home. And then in a few days, they're going to bring him back and they're going to do the stem cell. And I was like, Jesus Christ. I said, that's like jumping out of the frying pan into the fire. And he goes, yeah, it is, but that's what they want to do. I was like, okay, well, keep me posted. So a part that I had ordered literally in the summertime, when we started doing, I think it was, I can't remember what car it was, but we knew that car was going to be moving faster out of here, and we needed a hood lip, chrome piece for it. And I said, well, let's not wait around. I'll order another one, and we'll just use one that we've got for another car. You know, we'll exchange a new one for a new one. And so that's what we did. Well, then everything went on back order. So this part shows up, and I get a notification that it showed up. So I text Mike, and I said, hey, did the part come in? I got a notification. He goes, well, I don't know. I haven't been at the shop, and Dad's taking a turn for the worse. And I was like, oh, crap. And so I called Mike, and I'm like, what's going on? And he said, well, apparently he's got a lot of scar tissue in his lungs, and it's non-fixable. And I'm like, what? And basically they were going to give him a week to a week and a half to live. And I was like, well, wait a second, you know, can he just be on oxygen? Yeah, granted, he's not going to go out and do body work and shit like that. And he's like, well, yeah, we're hoping that's what it's going to be. Don's sister, Mike's aunt, was the ones dealing with the doctor. So fast forward, the next day, the blood clot happened. And Mike had texted me. For some reason, my volume was down on my phone. I don't know how. I don't remember doing it, but it was down. And I missed the text until I went to pick up my daughter that evening. And I missed a text. I was like, what the hell? And I saw it. And I got a hold of Mike and basically saying that they were trying to keep his dad alive until he could get to the hospital. And that was like at 5 o'clock when the text came into me, 5:30, somewhere right in there. So anyway, Don lived to till 2:20 that morning, and he passed away. So that's what's happened. Like I said, I lost just not a friend. I mean, this guy became like my brother. I loved Don to death. I sent Donnie a text telling him the way I feel. And I don't know if he ever saw it. I hope he did, because I wanted him to know how much he meant to me. And I will never forget Don, ever, for as long as I live. Unless, you know, I get Alzheimer's or something like that. But I am not going to forget that man. And me and Mike will figure out what's going to happen to the shop. Like I said, there's a lot of unknowns right now. And right now I'm not worried about the unknowns. Because I'm going to have to go see my friend tonight. And tomorrow will be the last time that I see him. So there's the reason why I have not been posting videos. It's been just kind of a crazy 2020 I hated, and it's rolled over to 2021, which I figured the whole coronavirus and shit would. I didn't think just because of January 1st, you know, everything went away. I just didn't know it was going to affect me like this. So I guess I just want to inform everybody, so that way you haven't been seeing updates, videos, and stuff like that. That's why. And I thought you guys deserved to know. And you know, sometime here in the future, near future, I'll climb back up in the saddle and start doing stuff. But right now, my heart's not in it, and there's just a lot of things I don't care about anymore. And that's not saying that, oh, I'm never going to go back and do these things. It's just not right now. I'm just not into it. Don't want to even talk about cars. And for anybody that knows me, that's saying something, because cars are kind of a huge part of my life. And they still are, and they will be. It's just not during this period of my life. You know, once I get done grieving and, you know, come back and start thinking about a lot more stuff and, you know, and yeah, and I'll be back into it and in some form or another. It may not be in the shop or whatever, but I will continue probably doing cars till the day I die. But anyway, guys, I'm going to let this video go now. I wish you all a good evening. I hope your year and everything turns around and you guys are all safe. I truly mean that. And thank you for following this channel. You guys out there mean a lot to me. I know I've said it before, but it's the truth. I don't lie about shit like that. So you guys, like I said, be safe, and I'll talk to you at a later date. Till then, be good.